Hi everyone, it's Kelly at Unisys, and today I want to talk a little bit more about the counselling process because sometimes it can feel quite daunting to come for counselling and like you're going to open up your soul to some stranger. And whilst that can be true, um, it's a bit more complicated than that and a bit gentler than that, actually. So you don't just come in unless you really, it's like some people do. Some people walk through the door and they just they're so need to share their story that they will tell the counsellor like everything all in one go, or they will do that in the assessment. But other people feel quite vulnerable coming for counselling and sharing their story, and they're quite worried about coming for counselling. And I would say the process is a bit different for those people. So the counsellor's job is to work with people to help them to feel comfortable, to build a rapport, build a relationship, because that's the bit that works. It's the relationship between the counsellor and the client, and it should be an equal relationship, so it shouldn't be one of power on either side. Although there can be power struggles within that relationship at times. So it's a counsellor's job to help the client to feel comfortable, and it's also the counsellor's job to guide the client to share at their own pace. So they don't expect you to go in and share everything in one go. It's about little steps, and um, and by the time you share something that's really vulnerable and really makes you feel vulnerable, you should have a relationship that's really comfortable with your counsellor, so that you don't feel like you're opening massive wounds. And it's also the counsellor's job to help you to um to feel safe as you're leaving, and not to feel vulnerable and raw when you leave the counselling room and in between counselling sessions. So it's definitely not good practice for a counsellor to encourage you to spill everything in one go when you don't feel ready. Um, People have defense mechanisms as well. So um, very often, if they're not ready to share, then they won't, and they'll avoid certain things. So that means that sometimes for me, because I do the first consultation and it's about exploring what the issues are so that we can match that client with the right counsellor. Um, and that can be difficult because sometimes people aren't ready to share what they're really there for. Sometimes they tell you something else, and then as the counselling progresses and they start feeling more comfortable, they then go into something that feels much more vulnerable. But it's because they feel safe and because they feel supported that they're able to do that. And that is the power of counselling, whereas you don't usually get those relationships in real life because life's busy. And even if you've got someone in your life who's really good at listening, life's busy. You have to do the dishes and like clean up and get to work, and all of those other things that are happen in life. So you don't always get to sit and just take your time and share the things that you need to. Although some people are very lucky and they do have that in their life. So yes, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the counselling process and how it can be fast or it can be slow, and it depends where you're at. That depends on how quickly or how slowly you go. It's about feeling comfortable and safe, even though when you do share something, even if you do it at a comfortable pace, it can still feel uncomfortable. But once you've shared it, it doesn't feel as big. There's lots of times when I've had stuff in my head and I've built it up, and it's like, oh my God, I can't share that. It's just too big. People will judge me. It'll make me look bad or whatever. And then when I share it, even at the point that it comes out of my mouth, it just doesn't seem so big anymore. And counsellors are used to helping you to deal with that, and they've heard stories like this before. It's like going to the doctors for something embarrassing. The doctor's seen probably hundreds and hundreds of naked bodies, and so when you go about an embarrassing problem, then it's embarrassing for you, but the doctor's pretty used to it. It's the same as for counselling. Everybody's unique and everybody's story is unique, but there's certain patterns and certain things that come out over and over again. And so that's another thing. So like when a counsellor hears a story of someone, it is unique, but the emotions evoked are the counsellor can understand them because they're human emotions, and they can get in touch with what those emotions might be and to help you share what those emotions are. So yes, counselling is a really powerful process, and it can be done quickly or slowly depending on how comfortable you are. And once you've shared whatever you've got to share, you just feel lighter, and it really helps. So just wanted to share that because it went so well last time, we are going to be opening up some more half price offer slots. So you would get 6 sessions of counselling for half price, which is £25 per session. And then after that, it would go up to full price if you need more. Yeah, we're going to be releasing those slots soon. If you would like to be the first to hear about our offer, sign up to our newsletter. I've put the link in the comments, or if you're listening, if you're watching even on Instagram, you can find that link in my bio. So go and check it out, sign up, and you'll be the first to hear about our half price offer and other news as well, so you'll not miss any of our content.